And we're live, another Tuesday night. What's going on, fam?
Welcome to Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining us. Tex and Ads here with you as per usual. Interesting day of trading ads. We've got a fair bit to look at tonight. So I hope you're enjoying all the streams. And Ads has been a very busy boy. You would have seen every single day for the last week or so. Ads has been posting the daily BTC and market scan videos inside Discord. We thought that was a little bit of an easier way to help you guys digest some of the info that we're trying to share. You'll see on our YouTube as well, we've had a little bit of a revamp as well, where we're doing these daily updates. We've got our supply and demand session there, all of the indicators, Unimoku, Trend Breaker, Unicorn, a whole gamut there on YouTube. So if you haven't already, go over and subscribe to UTG. We're at 399 subscribers right now. Who's going to be the 400th subscriber? So thank you to everyone who subscribed to that. So keep your eyes on that for daily videos as well. Tonight we're going to be announcing the winner of this month's most active member. We'll get to that in just a second.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it now. Let's do it now.
Let's do it now.
Let's do it now. Dill, congratulations, brother. You are most deserving of that. So you have won the premium subscription to our premium indicator pack, which includes all of our indicators, Unicorn, Unimoku, Steamroller, and the Trade Journal as well, if you don't already have that. I can't recall if you were with us for our Forex Masterclass, but all of our indicators, about 20 different indicators in that, mate. You have won a free month subscription to that. So thank you for being so active inside the Discord. We really, really do appreciate you. All right, let's get into BTC ads. ETH and BTC showing a little bit of strength here. I'm really, really interested to see if BTC follows ETH's sort of breakout from this zone that we've been speaking about. So ads, take it away, brother. We're right at this supply right now. Where to?
What I want to say firstly is I hope everyone was paying attention to those videos that I was doing in the mornings, because I did have a look at this sort of formation happening where we were at, this 88.6 or just about just breaking through that 78.6, and I was really tying in that that level of supply so far, and it's exceeded that expectation, although with a bit of a dip just to start that off. However, we are sitting up. I've just moved this supply up a little bit further now from here to just a little bit further up. We've got that pause, and we've got this sort of respected candles just here to the right now. However, this level at the moment is very weak and it is low quality. So the honest opinion here, Ty, would be if we do start to make some ground, above the 12K level. I think 12K, we'll see 12K with BTC in the probably the short term, to be honest, short mid-term. Even tonight, if we find the volume to do so, and I'll put the volume indicator on there, the UTG one, which we've got there. So we're still moving up with quite small volume increases, honestly, over the past couple of days. However, we are, butting up heads to get this 12K. 12K is going to be that psychological level now where we need to really close above it and retest this major supply zone at around 12.3 where we got rejected the first time. I think that's on the cards midterm for BTC.
12K is the new 10K, bro. Haven't you heard?
Yeah.
Haven't you heard? But I'm certainly of the same mind there. We saw that W formation, that double bottom that we exactly said would happen, and we've seen a number of times there back when we had that first touch of that demand zone on the 26th. We had the second one on the 28th. Like clockwork, we've seen that same formation time and time again. This W bottom, double bottom formation, and then a run to the upside, like what we've seen. If we go back to the start of August, even though it wasn't as dramatic of a dump that we had when we had that bearish retest of that trend line, it's still a very similar formation. So you see these fractals playing out, or these similar formations playing out, even to the left of that as well. Back on the 27th of July, we sort of saw like a little mini double bottom where that trend line first started, a run up, quite a significant rejection, and we're seeing it play over and over again. So this 12K region wasn't unexpected, and we spoke about this last week where, and not to flog a dead horse, we're still in this range. Yes, we're excited about BTC where, things are moving upwards. That's great. But that double bottom there move was, once that occurred and we broke the neckline of that W, this was a pretty obvious sort of area for BTC to sort of head to. So as Ad said, the supply that we're at right now is weak because it was more so a pause in the market rather than a dramatic pivot like what we saw in that supply above it, which is highlighted in purple there. So this can kind of go both ways. The strength is there for a move to the upside, and I think I would agree with Ads where that 12K, even that 12.1, 12.2, if for an impulsive candle, everyone's getting very excited about BTC again now. The sentiment changes on a dime. We're all happy and we're out of this bearish mode. We're not calling for 3K anymore. So moves to the upside could be impulsive and quick, very similar like what we've seen there to the left. When we hit that 12.4 region, it was a pretty significant rejection from there. When we've hit this region in the past, which was that 12.1 area, which we can see back on the 10th of August, it was impulsive, and it was just as impulsive sort of dump. So that's something to be wary at this level. But again, as we've sort of said, ETH kind of leading this charge at the moment. ETH has seen a really nice breakout of this level. As I said last week, I was pretty aggressively buying at 400 and 380. Was glad to get the move off of that. That was spot buys. I'm not in any leverage positions at the moment. I'm way too busy with other things to be doing that. But that's a good segue, Ads, into ETH. What are we seeing?
ETH's really leading the pack with this, to be honest, and the volume is really coming into that market more so it is to BTC. Unfortunately for BTC's case, however, the zone that we're really seeing, or the zone we're really at right now, is quite significant in the way of it was the start of a major move to the downside. So there is a significant amount of liquidity in this pocket, in this this between this 450 to 480. Type of pocket here, pending moves to the upside. Honestly, this supply is a little bit misleading when it comes to this sort of range, because we have a lot of liquidity either side of that level. So it would be pretty unwise of me to say if we break this supply, I can see it getting to about that 525 level, which could be the case. which could be the case. We are making high highs, obviously on ETH. We didn't make a significant lower low, so that market structure looks okay with Ethereum. Looking at it as its own entity. However, we are getting a little bit stretched. Obviously, the daily doesn't look that way. However, we are coming up to that top supply here. Honestly, I would. It's a little bit tricky to say, we're going to break this level. If I come over to the left-hand side and probably highlight some more significant levels that we need to look at, probably something along the lines of that, where we've got some significant structure to the left using old school resistance at this point. Honestly, that 500 level is probably going to be that test for Ethereum, Ty, I think. I know we've got some resistance up at 492. 500 will be that round number that I'd probably look for pending this break in supply.
Yeah, totally agree with that. 380, 400, 454, 480 were the zones that I've had labeled in for ages. My TA and my fibs, my levels of supply, demand, support, resistance, whatever it is that you want to call it, have not changed on ETH for months. And being quite well respected. We said back at that 400 level, we were at like 387 or 395. And I said that 400 mark is going to be significant depending on what way we break, whether we break below it or above it. And we had a break and a retest, and it was beautiful. It was a really clean price action, and we've seen the benefits of that. So I'm glad that I had some spot buys down there. But again, ETH really leading the charge here. So yeah, that if we hold this level on the daily, which it very much looks like we can, there's still room to move on Steamroller, and admittedly still a bit of room to go on our indicators. We might see a slight pullback at this demand, but I think that 480, 484, potentially 500 could be an impulsive sort of blow off top before we correct again. But like what you said, there was no significant lower lows in this region. So the pullback that we had down to that 360 or that 370 level was pretty healthy for a continuation to the upside for ETH. So a lot of hype around ETH and DeFi, and the Yearn Finance was talking about the ETH lockups or the ETH staking, I think it was today. I can't quite recall what the article was, but a lot of bullish news around ETH at the moment, and it's really, really positive. I am interested to see what some of our custom indicators said, like Trend Breaker or Unimoku was saying around that area. Oops, that was Gravy Train. That's one of our top secret
squirrel.
Indicators. But anyway, we'll bang up Gravy Train real quick and see what it was saying on the 4 hour. Even though it's a scalping tool, it was giving us that long signal pretty aggressively from that region on the daily. So from there, it gave us that long signal. We had the cloud twist right at that area there, and it broke out of that cloud. So all around pretty bullish on Gravy Train. But Steamroller telling us we're close to a cool off, but that couldn't have been any more perfect on ETH for Gravy Train. And Unicon as well gave us that EMA cross, which was all the way back down at, what was that?
The 6th of July.
230, and it really hasn't, we haven't seen any sort of significant EMA cross since that level. We converged a little bit around that sort of 373 level, but we seem to be diverging again. What about Supertrend exit?
Supertrend, we were...
Oh, yeah.
It was giving us
Supertrend exit called it all the way back down at 170.
Yeah.
So we still haven't still haven't had a reversal signal on it since 170 on Unicon. So that's part of our premium and pro packs if you want to get your hands on that. It's like 7 indicators in one, just in Unicon itself. So not bad.
Absolutely.
Not bad at all. All right, let's have a look at BTC dominance. This is interesting because I was looking at the BTC dominance chart today, and it was taking a dive.
BTC dominance still taking a dive, and we did actually end up at the level that we were speaking about last week, and we didn't actually end up breaking out of that trend. So we ended up continuing that trend downwards towards this demand, and we did get there. A little bit harder one to find at 59.55%, I believe. It's measured in with the dominance chart. However, we could have a little bit of a hold up here, to be honest with you, with the dominance chart. We could probably get through it within a candle or two. If we do continue to dip below this, honestly, the major pivot level, excuse me, I can't even talk tonight, would be that 58, where that pivot point was made in Jan. Yeah, June 19. So 58% would probably be where I would put the BTC dominance chart in the, probably by this time next week.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I've had that. I drew my original TA on the 18th of August, and I was looking at that 58.68 level was going to be pretty significant for me, which was a 1272 extension on the fib extension that I had drawn in. So looking pretty similar to what you've got there on the 61.8 extension for there. And as we've said a number of times, when we draw our fibs, we tend to leave them where they are because you can see how that 27 extension, and even now coming back down towards that demand, that 61 is going to be respected. So 61 and the 68s tend to be pretty significant sort of hold up zones when it comes to Fibonacci. So that demand zone there is looking quite significant. I would agree with ads in the sense that we'll likely see a little bit of a hold up there, and that really will be a decision point in my opinion for BTC dominance as to whether we have a recovery here and we see the USD pairs and Beth have a little bit of BTC rather have a little bit of a run, but that big hurdle is going to be that 60.994 when and if we do get back to it, and even stronger resistance to get back down around that 62%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool bananas. All right, let's altcoins. This week, I do apologize. I really couldn't even tell you any alts that I'm looking at because I've been completely out of alts. I've only had BTC and ETH spot buys that I've been speaking about in the last little bit. LTC might be one to have a little bit of a look at. EOS USD is still a USD pair that I am sussing out as well. So you would have to do a little bit of a market scan. If you go to our YouTube channel, there is a video that we posted there, which is a little bit further down on the free altcoin scanner and how we trade alts. Just down there, right there. Those two videos right next to each other. If you want to know how I trade alts, it's a little bit different to ads, but ads has a great success rate as well with his levels and how he looks at it. How I trade alts or how we trade alts in that free altcoin scanner. If you're looking for little gems in this madness when a lot of alts pull back, those free tools, the Binance Scanner tool, which we spoke to Chingers X on the podcast, who's a spokesperson for Trading Room, and I do a free deep dive into exactly how I use that. So I would highly, highly suggest you look at that, at least the free altcoin scanner video there, to how it's a little bit kind of like X-ray vision for the altcoins using that 100% free tool. We are not affiliated with it in any way whatsoever, but that app can make you serious bank if you know how to use it. So go and have a look at that one.
Perfect.
Cool bananas. All right, ads. Let's get into the DXY, bro. What are we seeing on the reg market?
Okay, the reg market. Obviously, this is a regulated financial market, and this is not financial advice. It is just our opinions. Okay, with the DXY, I know initially, late last week on Friday, I believe, when I did that early morning scan, we were looking at this, double bottom scenario where we created a demand zone just off this candle here formed on August the 19th. And it's supply and demand has been very, very easy to use in terms of this sort of price action or price structure, because we had that push out of that zone, okay, which invalidated its existence, I would think. And then we had that retest of that 78 or the top of the zone where we got rejected, and now we're moving towards the one underneath it. So very, very easy play with the DXY, to be honest with you, and you could translate that across to a lot of the other pairs, I guess, for the financial or the reg market. Sorry, let me just change the heading there for you guys. So with the DXY, honestly, I do think it's going to get held up quite significantly here at the 91.7. We have that 127 extension here with the Fibonacci levels there. And I do expect this to have some sort of upside movement from here, I think. I don't think it's going to get slipped too far in midterm. What I say when I say midterm, I'm really talking about this week. I don't think we're going to see some more slippage even through this demand this week. I think we'll start to retest some of these Fibonacci levels before we do that. The one that really stands out to me in terms of some levels to look for would really be that 78.6. We've got some liquidity sitting at that level there. So a movement from this supply, demand. I can't even talk tonight, like I've said. But yeah, that's 78.6. So movement from this demand from up to there to the 92.42. Level would be the place that I would put the DXY, even just to have some sort of relief from the slippage that we've seen over the last couple of weeks, months. I think that would probably be more appropriate. I think if we do get to that level, that 78.6 level, we'll make some sort of decision on which direction we're going to take. If we are, break and close, or have these sort of wickages, or that sort of structure there to the left, where we are just being rejected every time we see that liquidity. Moving on, we'll have a look at gold. So gold, XAG, XAU. So gold we've really been looking at on the daily, but for this example, we'll have a look on the 4 hour. So we've been looking at this sloping downwards channel since about the 20th of August to not long ago, the 28th. So only late last week. We broke out, retested it, and continued up for those breakout traders that are very familiar with something like this. We're really moving, making our way back to that level of supply. But however, if we look at the DXY and those movements in comparison to gold, we could really get held up here, at this level, this 2000 level. One being, it's a psychological support level where we see, some level of confluence in terms of liquidity to the left, although not a whole lot because it is a newer level for gold. And B, we have a significant pivot, a significant supply pivot there on the 4 hour time frame. Mind you, it is a 4 hour time frame. We've got the daily one just above it at 2040. However, this move here would be the one to get through. And by the looks of things, if we do end up getting to it, later on this week or even tonight or tomorrow, that level of steamroller will be at that overbought condition. We've got some divergence forming on our CCI. We've got these tops, double, triple top scenario on the CCI, and by that time, if we do get up there, our RSI will be at around that 70, 74, overbought level also. So one to look out for gold spot if you're trading this. The level between 2000 and 2020 would be the one I'd be looking at. For silver, however, and I'll flick over the header as well. For silver, it's moving a little bit more rapidly, and I'll fix up this level of supply so we can actually see where it should be drawn. It was drawn on the daily, but I'll nip it up for the 4 hour. I'm using this candle just here to the left, that single body green candle there, to determine its size. And looking like we're getting respected again. So it's really falling in that same category as the DXY, where we're getting stopped or we're getting held up at that level of demand, whereas the stuff paired against it is getting held up at that supply. So it's really, really important that you tie two and two together. Although there is more, obviously, opportunity if you're trading gold and silver with some patterns also. So I'd be expecting some sort of retrace, maybe just to cool off some of these indicators where we're seeing overbought condition, divergence on the CCI, and overbought condition on the RSI also. So using some of the Fibonacci retracement levels, honestly looking at some liquidity to the left as well to correspond with those levels. 23 is obviously quite significant, but the 38 is going to be even more so for that movement to the upside if we do see something, a pullback happening for silver, and that would really, really correspond or translate over to the gold chart also. So yeah.
Yes, sir. I would agree with that. Steamroller being pretty accurate on silver and a lot of the reg market stuff, so that would make a pretty decent pattern. I think have a bullish retest of that horizontal before we continue back up towards that supply zone again. So, thank you. if you joined us, please like, comment, and subscribe, or follow us on YouTube for more daily activity like this. And jump on over into the Discord as well, where you can tell us coins or pairs or reg stuff that you might want us to chart on Tuesday nights. We chart these coins and these pairs because these are the ones that we're actively following and actively engaging in and trading ourselves. So if you've got other things that you would like us to chart or TA on a weekly basis, please do let us know. And Dill, congratulations, mate, on winning that premium pack. You are going to enjoy that. And certainly hope that thing makes you some profits, mate. So thank you very much for all you do and for joining us inside the Discord. We really do appreciate it, brother. Thank you. So everybody else, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you on Thursday night. Of course, come over to the Discord, unitytradinggroup.com and join us each week. Free premium Discord. There's no paid sections. If you're paying for premium Discords, come on over and have a little bit of a look and see how we compare. And we'll see you on Thursday night.
Catch you then. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.